What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of Super Prince Speech. In the last episode, we pretty much did the first half of this world, and now we're gonna finish this world and do a couple levels in the next world, or at least the next area. And then I'll show you what you unlock when you defeat that second boss as well. So, last episode I was kind of ranting about video games and like how we can take a stance and whatnot on what's really going on in the gaming industry, and just like kind of like really fighting. Now's your chance, because and honest to God, really, I'm being for real with you right now. Oh, by the way, if you ground pound or use the anger vibe on this stage, depending on the direction that Peach is facing will depend on the direction that any objects such as enemies, that beach ball that you just threw at the volcano plant, it will depend on the direction that it'll bounce to. So if you're facing left, it'll bounce to the right. Obviously, I mean, I'm explaining this all too late, so my bad on that. But basically, yeah, if you're ground pounding and or stomping and you're facing to the left, all objects will go to the right, and then vice versa when you face the other direction. So now, I want to bring up some awareness about what's going on in the gaming industry, or at least like for any gamer that's dealing with consoles. Specifically, a console that's still relevant in my opinion, because there's no way whatever console that's being owned by Microsoft, there's any relevance there. Which is something that I actually I did not know until this past Wednesday about that it was a thing. And I mean like Tuesday night basically, but right after I released the video. I didn't know that this was something that Microsoft kind of did, and now Sony's gonna add on into the competition. Well, I guess quote unquote. If we're talking competition on, if we're talking about a competition on how we can screw over said company to the ground, I think it's a race to suicide, basically, with this whole entirety of this company. Because the thing is, it's basically like I mean, like I said, whoever has the Xbox, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Whoever that is, whoever owns whatever Microsoft is doing with like their console, and now what Sony is doing with their console years later, like pretty much now at this point, it's pretty much like they're just notorious for shooting themselves in the foot, because I kid you not, that what's going on here, like, and this is more of a rant than more of like factual stuff that I'm looking up, but I will leave a couple articles here and there, like, well, not here and there, just like I'll keep the articles like live, but I'm not gonna speak upon it until the next episode, because I want to hear other opinions in regards to this. But basically, if you own a console, or just my recommendation, like if you have a console and you're trying to get new games from said console, just switch over to PC. Just save up money. If you're saving money to buy a PS5, even don't even buy a PS5. If you own a PS5, I would maybe consider selling it, possibly. I don't think it is worth keeping it at this point. And the reason why I'm saying that is because it's the investment into owning a console nowadays is just not exactly the most ethical thing to do. It's draining. It's kind of hurtful in a way, and the reason why I'm saying it's kind of perilous to do so is because basically you need internet to basically own a console. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there are certain games where if you just basically like, if you like are let's just say let's put a scenario, okay? Like, I don't know if this is ever gonna happen in my, well, maybe it might happen in my lifetime. Who knows? But let's just say I decide, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go on vacation for a month to somewhere. Alright, and I'm not taking my video games with me, obviously, because I'm gonna be too distracted or having too much fun doing other activities outside and everything. So I'm gone for a month, right? I'm not gonna have time to go on my console or anything like that or play video games. Okay? I'm gonna be too busy, too occupied, and everything else. I decide to come back 30 days later and then just, you know, pop up the game the next day just to kind of like use a week to decompress, and then I'm back to work basically. So I do that, right? I get a message. Oh, you haven't played this video game, so in order to play this video game now, you have to go back online. But what if I don't want to go back online? Like, what if I just want to do single player mode today? Like, I just want to do my own thing today. I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to deal with online. I just want to be by myself. That's all I want to do. That's gonna be a problem now, because if you own a PS5 or do anything in the sorts of just like pretty much just like to put it I mean, I'm putting this very bluntly if you couldn't already tell already, because I'm a very blunt guy. I don't know, I'm gonna just stop saying that and just let the results speak for itself, because I'm just, you know, whatever. And I think this is the most stupid thing ever, but basically, you're not allowed to play a video. Like, Sony basically made it so that way, like, you have to get online at least once a month in order to like basically play the video game that you purchased. Any video games you purchase from now until whenever, like forever, basically now, from now on, like from this month forward, whatever video games you purchase, it's gonna require you to get online in order to play said video games. Otherwise, you do not own the video game, or at least, at the very least, are not gonna be allowed access to the video game. It's so retarded. It is. I'm sorry. It is. It's just. It's. I can't. It's just like, why is that a thing for companies to do, to screw everybody else over, to like kind of just like, yeah, you know what? You're gonna have to have internet in order to play video games. So not only do I have to like buy internet in order to play the video game that I purchased for $60+, probably $70+ nowadays in this economy now, which is pushing 80 now, and might be pushing 90 soon as well. But maybe I can push this discussion in here, but maybe not. But the thing is, it's just like the problem with like the whole problem and premise, like how video games were back in the days, like 30 years ago, 20+ years ago. It was like, well, I could dare say like 10+ years ago, right? 10+ years ago? Yeah, I would say 10+ years ago, right? Yeah, I could see that working, yeah. So, video games that you had 10+ years ago would be something that's like, okay, well, like nowadays, and I think Nintendo may go in that direction too, which I really hope to God not, but knowing Nintendo, they might go in that direction. I mean, they're kind of already doing that with Pokemon, so who knows? They could probably be doing that with other video games. And so, requiring internet to play video games is kind of something where it's gonna pretty much kill the joy out of wanting to purchase a video game in the first place. Because, in my opinion, I think online stuff is fine. I think online mode is great for a lot of video games, and I think, like, for a lot of cases, like, you know, having video games online for certain franchises is actually ethically a smart move to, you know, have for a mode. But if that's all that the video game does, by the way, I'm showing how spikes attack in this game because I thought I'd give them a chance to attack. But yeah, anyways, it's very frustrating. It is like the whole premise of like, okay, you know what? You're gonna need internet to play this game. Why? because you do. So, and then like and hopefully this is not a trend, because like this year I've actually been quite impressed with the video games that I've been seeing mainstreamed with certain YouTubers and certain Twitch streamers. You know, just giving like certain games a chance and just like, okay, you know, like these games are cool. I'm not really a huge fan of gacha games, but that's just me. But anyways, and by the way, if any of you need information on what gacha games are, basically like it's kind of like you know, you see something cool, you want to buy it. It's pretty much an in-game purchase, like from your own pocket. So you bought the video game, but then you have to like buy more stuff from within the game. That's basically a gacha game. So yeah, there you go. Gotcha. Gotcha, buddy. So anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So I think having internet to like play games online and whatnot, like I think that premise is cool, but like at the same time, having to require somebody to use internet in order to play said video game is ridiculous. And I think there needs to be a stance and movement where, hey, players, maybe we should I don't know, sue the company possibly. I don't have enough. I didn't touch PlayStation at all that much. The only PlayStation console I have is the PS2, and it's not even with me. So, and it's actually not even my console in the first place, so never mind. But the thing is that the whole premise of like owning a PlayStation is just not ethical at all. I mean, let's break it down in terms of like financial. You know, like financially. It used to be $400, $500, like I think when it was first released, I believe. When it first released, it used to be $500, right? Now we're pushing it. $600. Maybe, yeah. We're pushing $600, possibly $800 for like the pros. Which is like, what are we doing here? Like, really, like, what are we doing here? I don't think it's... I think this is like, we're really pushing into stupid town with this, on how we're handling anything with the gaming industry, and just like, the greed is going to run dry pretty soon. If I had to predict anything, put any eggs in the basket. Oh, so yeah, here. So now you can see what you get in. Sorry, just a little moment there. But that is what you get when you defeat World 2's boss. So when you defeat World 2's boss, that area expands. So hopefully, maybe I could probably explain it a bit better in the next episode. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get a move on in this. So, anyways, yeah, I'm trying to get the gameplay moving on, because like I'm just trying to show all the locations of like every puzzle piece that's like, you know, important, and also kind of like, all right, because like, you know, a lot of these puzzle pieces are in places of the toads that you rescued in the previous time that you played through said levels. So that's a thing. So yeah. Anyways, back on topic now. We're in a time where, yeah, things are gonna definitely run dry, and I think the deadly sin of being greedy, it's going to really eat a lot of people alive. It really is going to. And I honestly, I can't wait for it to, like, you know, for it to burst. Because that bubble's gonna burst, and it's gonna really, really disappoint a lot of people that are really trying to squeeze for a lot of things. I mean, it's happening in jobs, it's happening in within apps, it's happening within pretty much everywhere. And I think there's going to be some point where there's going to be some sort of bubble, greed bubble, where it's going to pretty much, it's going to kind of explode. Where no one's going to be able to afford anything. Nobody can sell anything to anybody. And all the products are just going to be sitting there to rot. And so, how do we sell these products? Well, I think you're going to have to sell for a cheaper price. But I don't wanna. Well, you might want to consider that. Because last time I checked, nobody could afford. Nobody that I know. Like, unless you're like getting like some sort of luck streak with like being able to get paid substantially amount at a part-time job, or even gain a full-time job. Let's just be honest here, gain a full-time job now in this economy. It's like, and I'm not trying to get too depressed here, but like, I'm looking at this with the glass half full. I think the bubble bursting is probably going to be very extraordinary, because it's going to open a lot of people's eyes on like having this certain tool and having love for it. This tool is going to eat you alive, and it's going to make you realize, oh shoot, I screwed up. Yeah, you did. You absolutely did. Now, I'm not saying that having a set amount of this tool is a bad thing. I'm not saying trying to, like, you know, be hungry to get this sort of tool. Like, getting tools is essential for survival instincts. It's absolutely necessary. But when you have the lust for it, or have some sort of blind eye of, oh, this is my possession now, like I must have it at all costs, nobody else is allowed to have it, I need to have more, and it's like, I need to have more when you have literally enough. It's like, it's like this. I want food, right? So I'm craving for some like chicken or some pork chops or even like some pizza, right? Alright, so how much is enough? Well, like, I would say for a meal. Let's say let's just speak like for today, right? How much pizza do I need for today if I'm gonna be satisfactory, like full for the next couple hours or a few hours? Let's just say, like, or for like, you know, if we're gonna be full for an entire day, let's just, how much food do we need? Well, I want to have enough food where I'm pretty much full, right? So let's just, you know what? Let's put it into perspective. Let's actually put it into perspective. I'm gonna actually look it up. It's gonna be hard to look this up. Actually, never mind. I'm not gonna look it up here because it's gonna screw it up. I'm not gonna look it up on the computer. But yeah, let me just grab my phone quickly, and I'm gonna look it up on my phone because this is probably gonna be essential, like, for me to look up. I don't know. We'll see what happens at that point. But I'm looking it up. So, I don't think we're done here. I don't know why we're still on the map. Sorry. Okay. Anyways, looking it up. By the way, if you guys are wondering, this is a voiceover, by the way. So this is not like live gameplay or anything like that. I'm sorry. I'll try to do live gameplay more often, but it's kind of hard to like actually talk and gameplay at the same time, especially when I'm trying to rush through certain areas, because it's not really that interesting to look at when I'm playing it like the second time or anything like that. So yes, how many calories should I eat a day? So a normal human being, and it will depend on the age. Okay, that's fine. So I'm a male, so adults generally need 1,600 to 3,000. If you're a woman, you're gonna need 1,600 to 2,400. If you're a male, 2,200 to 3,000 is necessary. So let's just say I need 3K, okay? Because I actually do eat a lot. All right. Now, for some reason, during the entire day, I somehow get an extra K or extra 2K even, like an extra 5K to my possession. Now, here's the catch. Let's just say God provides all these calories to us. All right, he's the one who provides it to us. I think honestly, looking at Exodus would probably be a best bet to like look at the terms of like greed for money and greed. That, by the way, that's the tool I was talking about, money. But I have enough food to last for this entire day. God will provide it tomorrow. Don't worry, He will provide it tomorrow. So I have this extra food. Now I see my neighbor here. He needs some extra food. He's willing to work for it. So what do? Do I share it, or do I just keep it to myself and eat it and carve it all up? Because it ain't gonna last tomorrow. It's gonna just go stale. Okay? The food's gonna go bad. So do I just share the food, or do I just keep it to myself and like? Now one could say like, oh, I probably should save some food. Yeah, that's fine. But your neighbor's starving, buddy. So you're telling me you're not like, and like I said, he's willing to work for it. So if you're able to compensate, like, hey, I need you to do some yard work, or hey, I need you to do something for me because I can't do it myself, I think we can come to some sort of conclusion. Like, okay, well, we'll come to a common ground on how to handle this situation. It would only make sense. But if he's willing to work for it, why not just give him the access to work for it? He's saying he's willing to, this person's saying he's willing to work for it. So you're telling me you're too greedy? No, I'm gonna give it to a robot. I think it would be more beneficial if I give it to a robot. So you're telling me you'd rather just waste your resources away on something so stupid and let your neighbor die, and then like, are you guys following with what I'm saying? I hope someone is following with what I'm saying with the argument that I'm making here. Because, and if you have a counter argument, let me know. But I'm just giving you a scenario. Like, let's just say food is just gonna be provided for everyone as long as you work for it. Okay? Like, you literally have access to it. Now, I understand that not a lot of spaces are going to have access, and there's going to be different jobs required for certain, scenarios and whatnot. It makes sense. But I don't know. I'm just going to leave it off on that. That's just what I think. And I think if I had the resources to be able to share with someone else, I would share it 100%. That's just me. If they're willing to work for it too, even better. I'll give them twice the amount that they'll ask for. I'm being real here. I don't know. But unfortunately, I'm not in that position to do that. So which is very unfortunate. But anyways, I'm gonna call it here, guys. For this Friday. Sorry that this was kind of more of a rant. Hope you guys did enjoy the DLC. DLC levels, sure. We'll call it DLC levels for Super Princess Peach. Well, yeah, we'll call it that. I can't really promise anything for next week, so, all in all, don't forget to, subscribe, spread this video, whatever. I gotta do whatever. Let's get me to 80 subscribers or something, so I can reveal the surprise. Anyways, don't forget to shine bright and stay bright.